to get off an early Will-O-Wisp would have really helped him, and I think I can just go for a T-Bolt, don't have to predict anything, he doesn't have a ground type. He knocks off my specs though, so now we can just spam T-Bolt on his recover. We should do close to 50%, and yeah, I feel like actually Volt Switch is the play here. Now let's go for Volt Switch. Was not maybe the best turn 1 to 3, but we can get in safely our Togekiss and go from there. So I want to keep my Scizor healthy at any cost for the Linoon later, so I need to keep that in mind. Here we can just trick, but I don't think that would be a great play. We could Flamethrower, but I don't want this Sableye to stay in here, so I just go for the Air Slash, which doesn't kill. Wow. I'm in a really bad spot here, not gonna lie. Don't really have a way to get around Sableye with this team. But let's see. And he fortunately misses the Will-O-Wisp, so I can just spam T-Bolt. All I do now is pray for a crit or paralyze. There we go. So we definitely needed a bit of hacks to get past the Sableye. That's definitely a weakness of this team, but you don't face too many Sableyes, so I think I can live with it. But I definitely need to keep this in mind for the next game, because it's a best of 3. So here comes the Breloom. In his earlier match we saw he isn't Sash, he isn't Life Up, so he's most likely Sash, and I can get off a Hidden Power Ice because Mach Punch won't kill me. Yeah, not bad. Actually, Togekiss is a great switch in because he cannot spore me. I feel like Metagross could come in. If he goes Starmie though, we are in a bad spot, because we need to sack something. In case of Metagross, still have Suicune in the back. I think I still go... I think Air Slash is the better play here. Goes Metagross, should have went for the Flamethrower, but as I said, we have Suicune in the back, so Metagross isn't that much of a threat. And we also have Garchomp, which might actually be the better switch in, but I always have to fear Ice Punch. So I just go into Suicune here. Bull Punch comes out. We see he's a Life Orb. So I can just go for a substitute here on the obvious switch and just protect the Scout for what he goes for. It's for Psyshock, alright. So we just chuck out a Scold. Not much we can do here. Actually get the burn. So he goes one other Scald on my Protect. I don't really bother that, but I also don't really have a switch in. I feel like Togekiss can come in though, because he doesn't really have anything to one-shot me. And I can just get off a Scarfed Air Slash here. So he has a natural cure, goes into Metagross again. But as I said earlier, I don't really have to go for the Flamethrower. Here I think he won't go for the Bull Punch again, but actually for a Zen Headbutt or maybe Thunder Punch or something like that, EQ could also be an option. That's why I want to bring in my Garchomp, and looking at this team, I feel like I really want to get up my Stealth Rocks here. Yeah, but okay, we don't get the opportunity here. That's quite unfortunate. Also, this Garchomp could play a huge role later. Trying to take down his Linoon, because I have Ruskin and Rocky Helmet. But he brings in Cloyster here. Do I really need this Garchomp for later? Huh. I feel like I don't. Ice Shard. I just Dragon Tail them out. Get a little bit of chip. Actually predicted a Shell Smash here. So yeah, Breloom comes in. I just try to get my rocks up. Won't work obviously, but it's whatever. We take him down with us with the Rocky Helmet, and I feel like Raikou is the best switch in here. Yeah, we still prevent him from going Shell Smash, and do I need Raikou for later? Not really. So I can sack it here. Just bring in something else for free. It was enough to prevent him from Shell Smash. Now we can bring in Sizzle and just U-turn out. If he wants to Shell Smash here, oh, he actually Rocks Blast. That does a lot, but we still need to watch out for the Linoon. I feel like we can bring in Toxicroak here though. But this is tough. I need to somehow prevent his Linoon from belly drumming up. So I just Drain Punch here. Question is, how do we do it? I think I need to sack this here. Then just try my luck with the Togekiss. Let's see, get the flinch, which was very important here. Man, Togekiss is a bitch, I really have to admit this. Here comes the Linoon, and I feel like we need another flinch. He just goes for the extreme speed. That actually works for me because I can bring in my Scizor and just superpower here, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see. Belly drum, yeah, this should be the game. So we're able to win the first game here. Very close though. Definitely, I can't deny. Let's see what I can do now. So I just T-bolt it here right away. And yeah, this does enough damage. I will lose quite a bit of health though, because of the burn and the life orb, but I take this trade any day because you saw how Saber troubled my team earlier, and yeah, I definitely take the trade here, the 1-for-1, if I need to.
Notice you coming in strong there, but that Sableye, I think he's gonna take you down eventually.
Sableye is... I don't know if I can say this on stream, but it's a bitch. And this Prankster ability, Will-O-Wisp, is just such a nasty combination. But we managed to get it down.
Very nice.
Here comes the Linoon. I don't want him to get off a belly drum here, so T-Bolt is actually my only play. I get a Paralyze, which shouldn't matter in the end. Because what I can just do is switch in my Garchomp here. And die to a crit, but also using the Rocky Helmet and Rough Skin, take the Linoon with me. And so, okay. Now the only thing really threatening me is his Cloyster, I feel like. So we don't want him to set up a Shell Smash. If he does, we need to at least damage him a bit.
I've actually been noticed a few people are starting to use Linoon in PvP matches, which I think is quite good. The speed of it is pretty spot on.
Yeah, it's access to Gluttony and Belly Drum makes it actually quite dangerous, even if it's not used that often. So here comes a Cloyster, and as I said, I don't want him to give him a free Belly Drum, a free Shell Smash, sorry. So I go for a knockoff here, and I hit the Metagross, which is just perfect. Didn't expect that. I also don't know what he expected, because Metagross wouldn't have switched into an EQ either. So yeah, I'll take it.
To be honest, I think that was a unexpected switch on both sides. You weren't expecting what the other member was just about to bring out.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about Pokemon. Because you can think what your opponent thinks about you, and you can be completely off, but in the end make the right play because your opponent actually thinks in a completely different way, if you know what I mean.
I certainly do. It's much like chess tactics. You always got to think a couple of moves ahead, but they don't always work.
Oh, so his Starmie has a Rapid Spin, which is actually a bit annoying, because I want my Stealth Rocks up for sure, just for his Cloyster. Actually going quite low there, but soft-boiled saves the day. So here comes a Cloyster again. This time I cannot really prevent the Shell Smash, but what we can do is we can go for a T-Wave. It connects, so this 90% accurate move doesn't hate me today. And at this point I just want to damage it. He goes for +4, which is understandable, but I still have my Scizor in the back, which doesn't really need to worry about it. So Icicle Spear takes me out, but as I said, Scizor is here, and he's at -2 defense as well. So Bullet Punch will do quite a lot, maybe even take him out. He goes for an Ice Shard. Yeah. So Scizor is sitting at a quite comfortable spot here and is able to take out the Cloyster. Now thinking about it, his Breloom might be a bit troublesome later, but we will get around it. I think I just U-turn here on the Scald, hope I don't get burnt, which I don't. Take out the Starmie, now I just need to somehow take down his Breloom. So let's see.
Although anything can happen at this point, as we saw from the round just before, got right down to what the last two, and yeah, he made a perfect comeback, which I thought was brilliant.
Oh, did you actually watch it?
Yes, I was sitting and watching. I thought it was pretty cool. I was quite amazed.
Oh, perfect. Here he gets off a Spore.
Ooh, nice.
This is actually quite threatening. I think I might lose here still. Just need to get one hit off, but Mach Punch, oh my god. I think I lost this game. So Zapdos won't live a Mach Punch either, I feel like. Ah, he goes down as well. Yeah, this match is unfortunately lost in my position, because Scizor won't live a Mach Punch either, and we go into the third game. Yeah, I can surrender here. And I just Spore on my own here. Which actually gives me a free sub. I don't see a reason not to click sub here. Sableye cannot really touch me. He didn't get up his Sticky Webs or Stealth Rocks with the Smeargle, so that's quite decent for me. And we can go from there. Actually, a reason why I shouldn't go for sub is that he has a Cloyster with Icicle Spear in the back, but I think he never should go hard Cloyster on a possible Seed Bomb. Yeah. So here comes his Breloom. I feel like I just need to get as much damage as possible here, so I just Seed Bomb. I cannot really Focus Punch because his Bullet Seed will break my sub and then make me lose my focus, so that's not an option. Yep. And here I can pretty confidently switch into my... to actually keep this in case he spores. Oh, I think I go to Zapdos here, predicting the Mark Punch. Yep. So now I'm free to go for Thunderbolt. Sableye comes in, which doesn't really appreciate the T-Bolt. OB2 it KO'd, and yeah, Zapdos sitting here in a really good spot. I could even go for Roost because I don't think he burned any sleep turns yet. And I will actually do this. So he's still asleep, so here comes the second T-Bolt. And yeah. See what he can offer here. Cloyster. I don't really agree with that play because Ice Shot won't be able to kill us, and T-Bolt just brings it down to his Sash. But he takes us out with the Icicle Spear. But I think this is a good trade for me. So here I can just bring in Scizor to Revenge Kill. He doesn't really have anything to take a Bullet Punch, unless his Starmie wants to come in, but I can always just U-turn on that. Yeah, and as expected, he just Ice Shards. And let's see what he brings in here. There's a Breloom. So what do we do against this? I feel like we just want to Bullet Punch here to bring it in range. Yeah, Spore was pretty obvious. I feel like he either Swords Dance or Bullet Seeds here. I actually go into Tyranitar, risking the Swords Dance. Because I feel like, yeah. Okay, so what I really only care about his Linoon at this point. Because this is really the only thing which can straight up destroy me at this point. Starmie I can deal with very easily. But let's see how this turns out. He lays down his Sticky Webs. Predicting the Breloom, which was a good play. Actually, he couldn't even Spore because my Scizor was already asleep. So yeah, Sticky Web was basically the only play, and I can pretty safely go for a substitute here. But he taunts, okay. It's a good play on his part. But it doesn't really matter, I feel like, because I just Seed Bomb him. He gets up his rocks though. So let's see how this influences the game later on. So here comes a Starmie, and I think at this point I just sack my Breloom and try to get the last 2 kills with my Tyranitar. And actually hope it works out.
I love your confidence.
Yeah. I already know what happens. Not really, but let's just hope for the best. So Starmie goes down, and now it's just about this Linoon. Let's see. Palindrome. Okay, this should be it, because Bandit Crunch from Tyranitar versus Linoon. I have 3 Sandturn left. I have Guard Jump in the back, yeah. So this was the final. thank you everybody for watching.